How's it going, guys? It's Jason here. Can you believe it? Tomorrow night kicks off the 2024 AFL season. It snuck up really fast, but I got to get my AFL ladder predictions in. So this video, I'll be covering my 2024 AFL ladder predictions, as well as trying to predict who I think will be the Premiership team, the Brownlow, Coleman, and Rising Star medalists for 2024, so let's jump straight into it. But first I'm going to do a quick review of my 2023 ladder predictions, see how bad I got everything wrong last year, comparing my predicted ladder that I did before the start of the 2023 season with the actual final 2023 ladder. I'm going to use a scoring system that Cardman22 uses, where I end up with a total score at the end of the video. The worse my predictions are, the larger the score is going to be. So we're going to aim for the lowest score possible. And just for comparison, Cardi got 76 points. So let's try and see if we can beat that score. Time for my 2023 AFL ladder predictions. And in 18th spot, the bottom of the ladder. It's not many surprises to a lot of people, but I've got the GWS Giants. So it looks like we're off to a wonderful start right there, tipping GWS to be wooden spoon. As we know, GWS did a lot better. They finished in the top 8. They finished 7th on the ladder at the end of the 2023 season. So that's already 11 points on the board. Let's hope we can improve on that one. Next up, in 17th spot on the ladder, I had the Bombers. They finished 11th, so not too bad. They did a bit better. I thought with Brad Scott's first year, he might take a few seasons to get them in line. But yeah, so that's 6 more points, bringing the grand total to 17. All right, in 16th position, I had the Hawks, and I actually got that right. They finished 16th on the ladder, so 0 ladder positions off right there. So we keep the total at 17, which is great. Another team that really struggled I had in 15th place was West Coast Eagles. They were actually the wooden spoon. I thought they'd be in the bottom 4, but didn't think they'd go that badly. So I was 3 ladder positions off, so we add 3 to the total. We're up to 20. Okay, so in 14th position on the ladder, I've got North Melbourne Kangaroos. They finished 17th on the ladder. I thought last year would be the year we started seeing some improvement. If you hang around in this video, you'll see where I have North, but I'm hoping they'll start improving with all their young guns. It's going to be an exciting few seasons for the Kangas. So 3 ladder positions off there, bringing the grand total to 23. Next up, in 13th position, I had the Adelaide Crows. They finished in 10th position. Arguably, they should have probably made finals with that stuff up with the goal review system. But luckily, they finished in 10th, so I only get 3 more points to my total, bringing it to 26. Let's move on. Next up, I have the St Kilda Saints in 12th position. They finished 10th on the ladder in both 2021 and 2022, so I wasn't really sure where to put them on the ladder. But when I look at the clubs in my top 10, I don't think the Saints will be able to perform as consistently as the other clubs. But then again, this is a team I'm not really confident with my predictions. Okay, so I had the Saints in 12th position, and as you can see, I wasn't really sure about that. They finished 6th on the ladder, which is very impressive. And I think they're going to perform well again in 2024. Alright, so I was 6 ladder positions off on that one, bringing the grand total to 32. Alright, next up in 11th position, I had the Gold Coast Suns. They finished in 15th, which was pretty disappointing. Thought they'd get a few more wins on the board. Hopefully that happens in 2024. So 15th position, I was 4 points off, bringing the total to 36. Next up in 10th position, I had the Port Power. They finished 3rd on the ladder, which is 7 ladder positions off. Let's see what I had to say about them. But in 10th position, I've got the Port Adelaide Power. The Power had some handy pickups in the last trade period. Number 1 draft pick, Jason Horne-Francis, comes across from the Kangaroos, and Junior Rioli, which is a handy pickup. Port saw a significant drop in form from 2nd position on the ladder in 2021 down to 11th in 2022. I think they'll stay around a similar mark for 2023, just finishing outside the top 8. Well, that wasn't much help. Blade just stuffed that one up. So yeah, 7 points off, bringing the total to 43. All right, and in 9th position, I have the Western Bulldogs, just missing out on finals, and I got that one correct as well. Yes, thank you very much, luckily. So 0 points added to the total there. So we're still on 43. All right, so in 8th position, I had the Richmond Tigers. They finished 13th, dropped a bit more than what I was expecting. So we've got 5 more points adding to the total, bringing it to 48. In 7th position, I have the Fremantle Dockers. 2022 saw the flag mantle calls come out, and they were looking the goods, finishing 5th position on the ladder. Unfortunately, Collingwood knocked them out in the semi-final. They've added some huge talent in recent trades, including Luke Jackson, rising star ruckman, and Jager O'Meara, gun midfielder. So I think they'll stay competitive in 2023. All right, so I had a lot more faith in the Dockers. Unfortunately, they dropped on the ladder, went down to 14th. So I was 7 ladder positions off on that, bringing my total up to 55. It's not looking good. I think Hardy's got this one in the bag. All right, next up in 6th position, I have the Brisbane Lions. We always know they're going to do well. They've been doing great for the last few years. They finished 2nd on the ladder. Can you believe it? So I was 4 ladder positions off, bringing my total to 49. In 5th spot, I have the Magpies, easily one of the most improved sides last season, going from 17th position in 2021 to 4th in 2022. Yeah, how quickly did they turn that around? That was amazing. One of the biggest improvements we've seen from any club in the recent few years. Recent trades saw them bring in McStay, Bobby Hill, Billy Frampton, and the gun midfielder and Brownlow medalist Tommy Mitchell. They did lose their insane ruckman Brodie Grundy to the D's and Ollie Henry, but I still think they're going to continue their strong run and be in the finals mix for 2023. Well, that was an understatement. Pies finished minor premiers, won the premiership. So I was 4 ladder positions off on that one, bringing the total to 63. All right, in 4th position, we have the Sydney Swans. They actually finished 8th. They finished in the top 8, so not too bad. But that's adding another 4 ladder positions to my total, bringing it to 67. We're getting very close to Cardi's 76. Let's see if we can do it. All right, 3rd position, we've got the Melbourne Demons, 2021 Premiership team. Finished 2nd on the ladder in 2022, so I thought it was a pretty safe bet. They finished 4th, so I was only 1 ladder position off, bringing my total to 68. We're getting close. Let's see what we've got next up. Next up in 2nd place, I have the 2022 Premiership team, the Cats. They finished minor premiers on top of the ladder in 2022. That being said, they are the oldest team in the comp, even after the retirement of their 35-year-old captain, Joel Selwood, what a star, and the addition of young guns, Ollie Henry, Tanner Bruin, and Jack Bowles during the trade period, being one of the most consistently dominant teams in the AFL. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back-to-back premierships. Well, there you have it, guys. That did it. Geelong Cats, oldest team in the comp, finished 12th position. They dropped off. It was a premiership hangover, that's for sure. Adding 10 points, 10 ladder positions to my total, pushes me to 78. So Cardi, you win this one, mate. I wasn't surprised. We thought we'd see how we go. Let's see who I picked for number 1. And in 1st place, I had the Carlton Blues to be minor premiers. They finished 5th. They had a pretty solid season. 4 ladder positions off, bringing my grand total to 82. That was pretty awesome. 6 points off Cardi, so not too bad. I was hoping to get between 80 and 100. Let's hope we can improve it with the 2024 ladder predictions. Let's jump into it. All right, so for my 2024 ladder predictions, kicking it off in 18th position in the Wooden Spoon hot seat, we have the West Coast Eagles. Yes, they finished Wooden Spoon last year, so it's an easy tip, so I'm doing it. I need everything I can get. But I can't see them improving. They've still got a very young list. Great young talent, but it'll be a few seasons before they start competing for the top 8. In 17th position, I have the Richmond Tigers. They disappointed me last season, finishing 13th. I think the fairy tale run is over for the Tigers with their three premierships. Cochin and Rewalt retiring last year. Feel like the new coach, Adam Uze, will need to rebuild the club for a few seasons to compete again in finals. 16th position, we have the Bombers. They finished 11th last year, which was higher than what I predicted. But yeah, they've got the third youngest average player list in the AFL. It's only Brad Scott's second position at the helm as head coach. So yeah, I think they've still got to put in some time into their players, get their game plan happening a bit more solid. So yeah, I think they'll finish in the bottom 4. Next up, I have the North Melbourne Kangaroos. They finished 17th, as we know, at the end of last season. They've still got a lot of amazing players, young players, that need, I think, a few more seasons into them before they're competing for finals as well. But they've got a massive loss in Ben Mackay, who goes over to the Bombers. In 14th position, we have the Hawthorn Hawks. They finished 16th last year, youngest average player age in the AFL. So yeah, but they show a lot of spirit. I think they'll improve a little bit to last year, but nothing, they won't be in the top 8. All right, so in 13th position, I've got the Western Bulldogs. They finished 9th last season, just outside of the top 8. But I didn't realise this, they have the equal oldest list in the AFL, tied with Geelong. So I think that list is going to, yeah, they're going to struggle to maintain the form with their older list, and they're going to drop off in 2024. All right, so in 12th position, I've got the Geelong Cats, tied as the equal oldest team in the AFL as per average player age. They finished 12th last year. From their premiership year, they've definitely got that premiership hangover. So I feel like it's going to be difficult for the older players to perform consistently every week and stay competitive. All right, 11th position, we've got the Fremantle Dockers. They finished 14th last season. Disappointed I had them higher on the ladder. But yeah, they're going to be outside of the top 8. They lost Lachie Schultz to Collingwood. And I'm not sure about the Dockers. We'll see if we'll hear those flag mantle chants come back from 2022. But yeah, I don't know if they'll be a top 8 team this season. We'll see how they go. Okay, I've seen a few people now commenting on this prediction, but in 10th position, I've got the Melbourne Demons. They finished 4th, obviously, only winning a premiership a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, a few people have predicted their drop in form, and you know what? I think they're onto something. The off-field issues with Clayton Oliver, Joel Smith, and there might be something in the cohesiveness of the playing group. So I think it might be affecting their playing in 2024. And yeah, it'll be a big call if it happens. But yeah, they might see a drop off. All right, just outside of the top 8. In 9th position, missing out on finals, I have the Gold Coast Suns. Unfortunately, as it pains me to say that, they finished 15th last year. I think everyone, including me, wants the Suns to go well. And with Damien Hardwick now as the head coach, I think they'll start improving. But I think it will take a couple more seasons before they'll make that top 8 and go deep into finals. All right, so in 8th position, making the finals, I've got the Adelaide Crows. They finished in 10th position last year, but as I mentioned earlier, they were robbed. They should have finished top 8 with that review system, not paying the match-winning goal in the final round against the Sydney Swans. So if Tex Walker can turn back the clock again in 2024 and kick 50-plus goals, I think they could finish top 8, but I think their lack of finals experience in the recent seasons, I don't think they're going to go too deep into finals. All right, in 7th position, I have the Port Adelaide Power. They finished 3rd last season, did a lot better than I was expecting with their great midfield, Butters and Rosie. But yeah, they had a very disappointing finals last year, going out in straight sets against the Brisbane Lions and the GWS Giants. I think they'll sneak into finals, but they'll probably get knocked out in the first round. All right, guys, 6th position on the ladder, I have the Sydney Swans. They finished 8th last year. Sydney have been consistently competing for finals the last 3 seasons and made it to the grand final in 2022. With Brodie Grundy, now the ruckman, and Errol Goulden having a standout season last year, I think their midfield is absolutely stacked with Chad Warner, Callum Mills. I think they've got one of the most stacked midfields in the comp, so I think they'll do pretty well in 2024. In 5th position, I have the St Kilda Saints. They finished 6th last year in 2023. They had a very solid year, some great players, especially the younger players. They smashed the Bombers in the preseason match simulation. Not that that's a great indicator, but they definitely look very hungry. I think they'll continue their great form in 2024 and do alright in finals as well. Alright guys, now we've got the top 4 in fourth position, I have the GWS Giants. They finished 7th last year. Did a lot better than what I was expecting. I had them as the wooden spoon. They surprised a lot of people, with the majority of the tippers having them in their bottom 8. Like myself, and they pulled off a strong second half of the season to scrape into finals and then make it all the way to the preliminary final, only losing by 1 point against the Premiership team, the Pies, which was absolutely insane. I think GWS will continue their form in 2024. And with their comedic gold Instagram page, who doesn't love the Giants? Okay, next up in third position, I have the Brisbane Lions. They finished second on the ladder in 2023. And I said in my 2023 ladder prediction video that I thought Brisbane had one more year to win the Premiership, as they've just been consistently competing for finals. Every year they've been finishing in the top 4 since 2019, except for 2022, they finished 6th. But every other year they've been in the top 4 since 2019. That's insane. Amazing form, and to be honest, it doesn't look like they're slowing down. So if they can figure out how to consistently win the big games at the G, I think that's their one downfall, then they could easily win the Premiership. Alright, in second position on the ladder, I've got the Collingwood Magpies. As we know, they finished first on the ladder last year. Minor premiers, they were the 2023 Premiership team, and I can't see them slowing down. I don't think there'll be a Premiership hangover for the Pies. They're a great team. They've got a great system with Nick Dacos, strong favourite for the Brownlow again, and the addition of Lachie Schultz down forward. They're going to have another amazing year. All right, guys, and in the first place, who I think will be the minor premiers in 2024 will be the Carlton Blues. They finished 5th last year. They had a strong season with Curnow winning his second Coleman medal. They got all the way to the prelim final, losing to the Brisbane Lions up in Brisbane. I had them finishing on top of the ladder last year and win the Premiership. So let's see if they can do it again. Maybe I was only 1 year off. Alright guys, let's move on. Let's see if I can predict the 2024 Premiership team. Brownlow, Coleman and Rising Star medalists. So first up, the Premiership team. I mentioned it a bit earlier. I think it's going to be the Blues. Yeah, let's see if I can get it right this time to win the Premiership. As long as their key players like Cripps, Walsh, Wiedering, Curnow remain injury-free, I think they've got it. This will be the Blues year in 2024. All right, next up, we've got the Rising Star. So everyone is going for the #1 draft pick, Harley Reid from the Eagles, and I'm jumping on that bandwagon. The hype is real, I think, for this young gun. He is expected to play AFL footy immediately in 2024 with West Coast Eagles list, so I think he's going to get a lot of opportunities to prove himself, so it's going to be his to lose. Alright, time for the Coleman. My prediction for the Coleman medal is Nick Larkey from the North Melbourne Kangaroos. He kicked 71 goals last year, only 6 off the Coleman medalist Charlie Curnow, and Larkey is playing for North Melbourne. Can you believe it? So a lot less scoring opportunities compared to the Carlton Blues. He had the highest goal kicking accuracy by far out of anyone in the top 40 goal kickers in the AFL for 2023 with 74.7%. Amazing accuracy. I'm expecting the Kangaroos to improve in 2024, so hopefully giving him more opportunities for kicks at goal. So I think he'll beat Jeremy Cameron and Charlie Curnow in a close one. Alright, now onto the Brownlow, guys, and I've got the fan favourite, Nick Dacos, Collingwood Magpies. He was a strong favourite to win the Brownlow in 2023, leading the Brownlow race by 2 votes when he got injured in round 21 for the remainder of the season. With Collingwood expecting another strong season pending injury, I think Nick Dacos will win his first Brownlow in just his 3rd season in 2024. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Let me know in the comments what your predictions are, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell. We've got stacks of footy card videos coming to you, and if you're pumped for the AFL season like I am, smash that like button. Alright guys, I'll speak to you soon.